Have you ever been out somewhere truly dark, far away from city lights, and just looked up? You've probably seen it, that faint, shimmering band of light splashed across the night sky. Well, today, we're going to take a journey through that river of stars, our home galaxy, the Milky Way.
For as long as we've been human, we've been looking up at that hazy, glowing band. Before we had any idea it was a galaxy, it was this constant companion in the sky, a source of endless myth and wonder.
And this connection goes way, way back. In fact, our word galaxy actually comes from the ancient Greek for milky circle. And you can hear that same sense of awe hundreds of years later when the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer looked up and marveled at what he called the Milky Way, just trying to capture its pale, ghostly glow.
And this was totally universal. Cultures all over the globe gave it their own beautiful poetic names. For the Gameri people of Australia, it was an emu in the sky. In parts of Asia, a silver river or a river of heaven. To people in Scandinavia, it was the winter street, a path you could see best on those freezing, crystal-clear nights.
So the big question is, how did we go from seeing a celestial river, a path for birds, to understanding that we live inside a colossal spinning disk of stars? That journey from myth to map is honestly one of the greatest stories in all of science.
For almost 2,000 years, the best idea we had came from Aristotle, who thought the Milky Way was just something happening in our own atmosphere. But then, in 1610, everything changed. Galileo pointed his new telescope at it, and boom, that illusion was shattered. He saw it was made of countless, individual stars. A century later, the philosopher Immanuel Kant nailed it, theorizing it was a rotating island universe. But the final, really humbling piece of the puzzle? That came from Edwin Hubble, who proved our island was just one of many in a vast cosmic ocean.
Right before Hubble's huge discovery, this whole question came to a head in what's famously called the Great Debate. It was a real scientific showdown. On one side, you had Harlow Shapley, who argued that our Milky Way was it, the entire universe. On the other side was Heber Curtis, who believed it was just one of countless island universes. This debate really set the stage for one of the biggest mind-bending shifts in how we see our place in the cosmos.
All right, so now that we know what it is, let's take that tour. What are the actual parts that make up our massive home galaxy? I'll tell you right now, the scale it's just almost impossible to comprehend.
Let's start with the population count. Our galaxy is home to somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. Just let that number sink in for a second. To put it another way, for every single person who has ever lived on Earth, there are dozens and dozens of stars right here in our own galaxy. It's just staggering.
If that number is still too abstract, try this amazing analogy. If you could shrink our entire solar system, everything from the sun out to the farthest planets, down to the size of a single quarter, the Milky Way would stretch from New York City all the way to Los Angeles. We are a tiny, tiny part of something absolutely immense.
Okay, so our tour starts at the very heart of the galaxy, and it's a violent one. A supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A star, with a mass of 4 million suns. Spreading out from there, you've got the disk. That's where we live. It's got these beautiful spiral arms full of gas and newborn stars. And then, wrapping around the entire thing, is the halo, a huge, ghostly sphere of ancient stars and superhot gas.
So, where are we in all this? What's our galactic address? Well, we're right here in what's called the Orion Arm. It's a smaller, minor little spur, kind of tucked between two of the bigger spiral arms. We're about 27,000 light-years away from that crazy, chaotic black hole at the center. You could say we're in a relatively quiet suburban neighborhood of the galaxy.
But here's where the story takes a really strange turn. There's a profound mystery about our galaxy. Because when we add up all the stuff we can see, the stars, the gas, the dust, it just doesn't explain why the galaxy acts the way it does. It turns out, most of the Milky Way is made of something we can't see at all.
And this leads to a huge cosmic puzzle. We've measured the stars way out on the edges of the Milky Way, and they are orbiting the center at unbelievable speeds. So fast, in fact, that the gravity from all the visible stuff we can see, it shouldn't be nearly strong enough to hold on to them. So the big question is, why isn't our galaxy just flying apart?
So based on everything we know about gravity, we would expect stars farther from the center to move slower, right? Just like Neptune moves way slower than Mercury in our solar system. But that's not what we see, not even close. What we actually observe is baffling. The star's speed stays flat, or even gets faster the farther out you go. The only way that's possible is if there's a ton of extra mass that we just can't see, providing the extra gravity.
And that missing mass? It has a name. Dark matter. This is the leading explanation for the whole mystery. It's some kind of invisible, unknown substance that doesn't give off any light at all. But its gravitational pull is the cosmic glue holding our galaxy, and basically all galaxies, together.
And the implication of this is just staggering. All the stars you see, all the beautiful nebula, every planet, everything we think of as the Milky Way, that only accounts for about 10% of its total mass. The other 90% is this mysterious, unseen dark matter. We are literally living in a galaxy that is almost entirely invisible.
So our galaxy isn't just sitting there. No way. It's a dynamic, moving thing, and it's on a path that is going to dramatically change its future, and the future of every single star inside it.
Just think about this for a second. Even as you're sitting there, feeling perfectly still, you are hurtling through space at just incredible speeds. Our solar system is orbiting the galactic center at nearly 500,000 miles an hour. And our entire galaxy? It's careening through the universe at over 1,000,000 miles per hour.
And all that motion is leading somewhere pretty spectacular. Our closest big neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy, is heading right for us. In about 4.3 billion years, these two massive galaxies are going to start a cosmic dance, a slow-motion collision that will stretch and warp both of them. And then, by about 10 billion years from now, the whole process will be complete, leaving one single massive new galaxy in their place.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought, doesn't it? When our night sky is filled with the stars of what was once another galaxy, when the Milky Way as we know it is gone, what name will the inhabitants of that future world give to their new cosmic home? What new myths will they tell about the two great rivers of stars that came together to form their universe?